Hello everyone, my name is Araya, and you were doing a weird thing with your hand right as I said that.
It sure was. My hair keeps coming in my eyes.
Hello everyone, my name is Araya, and I'm here with my lovely companion,
Ali.
and we're here watching classic Doctor Who, which I'm very excited about. Yeah.
No, you go ahead.
What? No, but I introduced. I gotta hand it to you now. Come on.
So Doctor Who, am I right, fellas?
Doctor Who, all right, fellas.
So you love Doctor Who. How long have you been watching Doctor Who?
Okay, yeah. Background. That's a good idea.
Excellent.
I've been watching Doctor Who for a very long time, since 2013, probably, because I binged the show kind of in one go. I don't remember if I started before Series 7 of New Who concluded or not. But in any sense, I watched the 50th anniversary special on November 23rd, 2013, live on TV. That was my first piece of Doctor Who content I watched live. I kept up since then, fell off a bit during Chris Chibnall's era, but am rewatching the show currently with my lovely companion here, who hadn't seen it before. And we just got to Series 8, so we just started with Peter Capaldi's Doctor. And we plan to, go through, watch Jodie Whittaker's
One
era.
episode of the Peter Capaldi era.
And I'm excited for what's to come after that. But neither of us have actually seen Classic Who. We've both seen the first episode and
the beginning of the second.
And the beginning of the second, as in the first episode of the first serial and the beginning of the second episode of the first serial. So, and then that's all they really saw. For me, I've seen all of the first serial and a little bit of the second serial. Not all of it though. And I also have more of a general knowledge of Classic Who than Ali does, just like through osmosis for being in the fandom for 10 years. So I know, they know what all the Doctors look like because they've shown up in New Who and pictures and stuff.
Especially the 50th anniversary.
The Name of the Doctor had a lot of them. 50th anniversary, not a lot of them actually were in it, other than that one scene. Spoilers, I guess.
Spoilers for Doctor Who.
For New Who. This is Classic Who. As I am an avid list maker and spreadsheet maker, I've probably seen the title of every episode of Classic Who. Not that I have retained most of them or have any idea what they're about. There's a few episodes that I've seen bits and pieces of. When I was younger, I rented one Who story from a library. It wasn't rented, it was borrowed because it was a library. I don't remember what it was. It was a Fourth Doctor story. It might have been Genesis of the Daleks, but I don't remember. And I saw that, but that was a long time ago. And I don't really remember anything about it at all. I know of the existence of other episodes that I'll explain when we get there, but I don't know much about Classic Who. I don't know much about the actual stories themselves. And, the characters and such.
Well, my introduction to Doctor Who was a religious summer camp where we were tasked to make just little skits to perform for the rest of the camp and make them about Jesus. And one group did a Doctor Who themed skit where Rose and the Doctor go about, I forgot exactly what it was, but it was definitely about Jesus. I think they were spreading the gospel throughout space and time.
Oh, God.
And then later, I don't remember if it was that year or a different year of the same camp. I went to multiple years of that. I was super nerdy and fandom-y and all that, and I wouldn't shut up about, weird niche webcomics on the internet.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the weeks, I don't really recall, some of the leaders had little paper plates, and they drew things on them, and they wrote nice messages, and they were personalized for everyone, and everyone got a little plate with little things written on it. And mine had a TARDIS on it.
Paper plate awards are very common.
Yeah, I wouldn't know that. Mine had a TARDIS on it, and it was keep on shipping or whatever it said. Because I was this huge geek, but I'd never seen Doctor Who, so and they'd never read certain niche webcomics on the internet. So they just defaulted to the most fandom-y piece of media they could think of at the time. And also, I mean, I was on Tumblr. People used to
still are on Tumblr.
Still am on Tumblr. But people used to like Doctor Who on Tumblr. Either people don't talk about Doctor Who on Tumblr anymore, or I blocked the tag for spoilers, or both. But you showed me New Who. New Who's awesome. I'm loving it. It's great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And
it is fantastic. It is Allons-y, and it is Geronimo.
But Old Who, okay, so you showed me the first episode.
Yes.
First episode was fine. We got to the beginning of the second episode, and things really started to drag for me.
Yes.
It kind of took me out of it.
The first serial is not very well liked, universally. I got through it no problem. I thought it was fine.
I think I gained a better appreciation for it after watching the BBC...
An Adventure in Space and Time.
Yeah, which is like a BBC biographical...
I've heard people call it a docudrama.
Docudrama?
Yeah, docudrama.
Yeah, it's a biographical sort of dramatization of the beginning of Doctor Who and what it was.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Check it out. It's on Internet Archive. I don't know if that's pirating or not, but it's just on Internet Archive.
On Internet Archive. But that was fantastic. That was absolutely lovely. Regardless of specific detail accuracy, just the image that it painted of these, TV newbies, or at least, their first times, directing and producing.
Verity Lambert, the first female producer at the BBC.
Yeah. I can't believe a gay Indian man and a Jewish woman in 1963 were able to make an absolutely incredible show for the BBC of all things.
It's true. And Sydney Newman came up with the idea, I guess.
Canadian.
Sydney Newman. That was a good thing. Check it out. We're kind of rambling here, but this is the 0th episode, technically.
0th episode, yeah. So in that movie, I discovered that there's an unaired pilot.
Yes,
which is
I knew about this. I have seen this.
I have not seen this.
They have not.
But from what you told me, it's just the first episode again.
But worse.
Worse.
Yes.
Apparently the Doctor's an asshole, and there's pieces of lore that get retconned.
There's also a lot of flubbed lines. Or a few flubbed lines.
The door keeps opening.
Yeah, in one scene, the door keeps flying open, and the maintenance people have to shut it, which you could hear in the episode.
Delightful.
Which I'm excited to point out when we get there.
I can't wait for more exciting television flubs in the future. Ones that they kept.
Yes.
It adds a real feeling of authenticity. It makes you feel like you're there crying your eyes out because nothing is going right in the studio. But let's get on with it, shall we?
All right, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, I've got the file pulled up right here.
Stellar
This
intro.
is the Unaired Pilot. There's actually a different thing about the intro than usual.
Oh.
We've also both seen a bunch of classic intros.
Yeah, you showed me every single Doctor Who intro.
It was a long time ago, guys. I'm sorry.
You also showed me the William Hartnell regeneration before I watched anything related to Doctor Who.
But I didn't show you the whole thing.
No, but still.
Nor have I seen the whole thing.
Well, I mean, the whole thing doesn't exist anymore, does it?
They animated it.
Okay, well, I'm excited for that then.
Yeah, listen, so before I thought I was going to watch Classic Who, let alone my partner here,
it was your companion.
A little you're my companion and my partner.
It sounds a bit old-fashioned, doesn't it?
Jeez. God damn it. What was I going to say?
Before you knew you were going to show me Classic Who.
Yes. I was kind of reckless with not avoiding spoilers, and I apologize for that.
I don't know the exact... I'm bad at math. It's over 50 years old.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost 60 years old. It'll be 60 years old this year. Wow. Yeah, the 60th anniversary special's coming in November.
It's my own damn fault for not watching it sooner.
I know, right?
Plenty of time.
All right. So yeah, I mean, I just showed you the moment of back then, rather than like the whole context of it. Because I've never seen the context of it either.
Yeah, you just showed me.
Because that whole fourth episode was missing for a while, and there is surviving footage of the like last little bit of the scene.
Well, would you like to get some context?
I would love to.
All right. Well, we have to start somewhere.
We should watch the show. You're right. You know what? We're rambling. But yeah. Anyways, here we go. The Unaired Pilot episode titled "An Unearthly Child." Let's get started.
Can't wait to compare.
So this intro. You hear that like thunderclap? Mm-hmm. That thunderclap isn't in the intro usually. They took that out of the intro. Remember when they said
too frightening for children?
Yeah, in Adventure in Space and Time.
Absurd.
It was that little like noise they had to take out of the intro for the first proper first episode.
Sorry, that's
I love this
ridiculous.
Intro. I mean, I love the first Doctor's intro.
Oh no, yeah, it's a wonderful. I thought it was longer.
No.
I missed the whole thing. Oops. But it's a phenomenal intro.
All right, this is a different shot of this guy.
I imagine the whole thing's a different shot.
I don't know if you remember enough about the. Whoa! Oh,
exciting. No, I don't remember enough about
the pixel coloring just glitched out, and that's for a second. It's fine.
It was so long ago.
Never seen that happen with the black and white program. Everything was black and white. That was cool.
That was at least 8 seasons ago or something.
I am Foreman Scrapyard.
Mm-hmm. I am Foreman. I'm Foreman.
Scrap Merchant. 76 Totter's Lane.
My assumption is that's where the name Foreman came from.
Yes, that is my assumption as well. However, I certainly have not read that or heard that from an official source.
I mean, it tracks logically.
Yeah, there's less fog in here, by the way. There's more fog in the final version in this room.
Good.
Everything's clearer in this version.
Wow, back in a time where this object made sense.
There's a police box.
I mean, I guess it would make sense in a junkyard anyway, wouldn't it?
It's very gray.
Unearthly Child, creepy dolls. Keep your eye on them. Written by Anthony Coburn.
Yep.
Not Coburn.
Anthony Coburn wrote all 4 episodes in this serial. There was somebody else who helped with this episode that was uncredited. I forgot their name.
It's a darn shame. Unless they wanted to be uncredited, then good for them.
That happened a couple times in the show.
Just too ashamed to be part of this. Oh, could you shut up a bit?
Yeah.
'60s kids with their 1960s hair.
There.
I don't know. They haven't started talking. A little bit more.
That's all right. I'll forgive you this time.
Oh, I had a terrible day. I don't know what to make of it.
What's the trouble? Can I help?
Oh, it's one of the girls, Susan Foreman.
So this is Barbara
Barbara on the left.
and Ian.
Ian. Barbara Wright, Ian Chesterton.
15. She lets her knowledge out a bit at a time so as not to embarrass me. That's what I feel about her. No
That's the same line.
I'll ever know.
I won't remember a single thing.
Doing with history?
It's okay. We'll watch the proper episode after this, and we'll.
Hand over the class to her.
You know, I think it'd be fun to try to figure out which lines have been changed.
Ian, I'm not talking to someone about this, but I don't want to get the girl into trouble. And I know you're going to tell me I'm imagining things.
No.
Well, I told you how good she is at history. I had a talk with her and told her she
This section is all the
was
same.
quite interested until I said I'd be willing
Different
to work
intonation,
with her
though,
at her
but-
home. Then she said that would be absolutely impossible as her grandfather didn't like
You know, in the 1960s, I would think
Excuse?
someone who's a time traveler would be particularly bad at history.
homework's been so bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, finally I got so irritated with all the
Not if they've been to all the history.
No, especially if they've been to all the history.
Did you indeed?
I don't trust any piece of history from the
Good point.
1960s.
from the secretary.
Everything was wrong.
Was Lane and I went along there one evening. Oh, Ian, do pay attention.
Sorry, you,
Sorry, I didn't elaborate on what you were saying.
Just an old junkyard.
went to the wrong
She's
place.
homeless. Give her a break.
Renegade.
Secretary got it wrong then.
No, I checked. Big
Maybe
wall
she's
on
an
one
orphan.
side, houses on the other, and nothing in the middle except this junkyard. And that is number 76 Totter's Lane.
That is another concern of mine.
Yeah.
Historical inaccuracy in these.
Historical inaccuracy.
I mean,
Probably.
I know they're going to do the best they can, but, you know,
Well, we'll have to find
in
out for ourselves.
50 years, the historical episodes from New Who are going to be inaccurate because they're going to be outdated, and new information's always coming out. But
Ask her point blank.
I just hope nothing's racist.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Doctor Who is largely uncontroversial.
I mean, I'm sure it won't be intentionally so, but, you know, like...
yeah, I gotcha.
And sensibilities shift.
Susan's listening to some music. I don't know if this song is
Right.
like what this song is at all.
Are they fabulous? Oh, it's John Smith and the Common Men. They've come from 19 to 28
John Smith and the Common Men.
John Smith is the
John Smith, eh?
Honourable Aubrey Waite. He started his career as Chris Waite's Materialist, did he, Susan?
I think I've heard that name before, John Smith.
Didn't expect you to know cinematic.
I mean, it's such a
And a very sensitive ear.
it's such a John Doe name,
Thank you.
but it would be neat if that was the inspiration.
You'll be interested. I'll return it tomorrow. Oh, that's not necessary. Did you finish it?
I do love their accents. I mean,
Oh, where do you live, Susan? I'm giving Miss Wright a lift home. I've got room for one more.
No, thank you, Mr. Chesterton. I rather like
I don't know how else to say it besides
it, Miss
they sound very...
Mysterious.
And we won't deprive you of that romantic
I don't know how else to say it besides that their voices sound so
Yeah.
1960s BBC.
I don't know. I like their voices.
No, I love their voices.
I know you said that.
Good night.
I was agreeing with you. It's very similar so far.
Yes. I mean, adults playing teens is normal, even today, but
I wonder
Uh,
how old Carol Ann Ford was as Susan.
I don't know. She doesn't look very 15 to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure she's...
Cinema Sins ding goes off.
This is
What on
not
earth
in
are you
the
doing?
first episode, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know what she's doing.
Me neither, honestly.
A Rorschach test for herself?
I guess?
She's trying to test her own mental sensibilities. Make sure she's not gone mad. I don't know what she's doing at all. The hexagons.
Sure.
course.
I see why they cut that out. It was a little bit unnecessary.
Well, it might have been necessary at one point. Who knows how much the story changed.
Fair enough.
Quite odd, but interesting.
Can't justify curiosity.
But her homework.
She was 23.
Excuse, really. I've seen far worse. The truth is, we're both curious about Susan, and we won't be happy until we know somebody else.
Well, you can't just pass it off like that.
Well,
What I was just being
I forgot to enable the subtitles.
do you want to put on subtitles? It's a bit late.
I expect there's a very simple explanation to all this.
Well, I don't know how you explain the fact that a 15-year-old girl doesn't
Oh,
know
oh
Yeah.
there's our first flub.
Really? She said
I think it's all right, though.
we're on
Oh.
the decimal
System?
They also reworked how they talked about this.
system. Don't be silly, Susan.
I'm pretty sure.
United States
I don't recall.
you know perfectly well.
The UK still doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. The
It's the decimal system for currency.
Suppose you couldn't
Oh.
go far enough.
Yeah, they had like shillings and stuff, which were not in multiples of 10. But they changed actually 10 years after this premiere. So they predicted the future.
nice.
Of course, the decimal system hadn't started yet. See, subtitles are good because we can still read it even if we're talking. Although they won't see the subtitles, so it's okay.
The experiment, Susan.
Yes, it's a bit obvious, isn't it?
I wonder how old
Not being rude, but
Susan is within the
Universe?
newly established canon
I'm sorry.
of Time Lords.
It's just
I don't know how much of
Oh.
that canon existed. Probably none of it at this point.
Yeah.
These simple experiments are child's play to her.
You know, it's almost got to the
I
point
think
where I
I
want to trip her up.
I think I know something about Susan, but I'm not fully confident about it.
Well, we'll find out.
A, B, and C as the 3 dimensions.
I find this ridiculous, by the way.
Possible unless you'll see a need.
Dear,
I have no idea what they're talking about.
do the problem that's set, Susan.
I can't, Mr. Chesterton. You can't simply use 3 of the elements.
3 of them? Time being the 4th dimension, I suppose.
She's adding 2 more dimensions.
Evil. What do you make the 5th dimension?
2D girl. Okay.
Space being its own dimension is so fucking stupid.
That feels like
Stupid?
Because the first 3 dimensions are spatial dimensions. And there is an argument that you could add a 3 spatial dimensions plus 1 temporal dimension to get a 4-dimensional. But
Inexplicable.
feels like something that would be said in the Stargate film.
oh my gosh, true.
Somebody who's afraid she's being watched. Or is my imagination working overtime?
Can you go in now? I hate to think of her alone in that
I
place.
still think that she's a.
Look, she is 15. She might be meeting a boy. Did that occur to you?
I almost hope she is.
You too?
Well, it would be so normal.
They noticed the sign that says Foreman on it.
Ain't afraid.
Yeah, maybe Susan Foreman's parents own the junkyard or something.
Either that or it's an alias
True.
for a
I
poor.
think they'd think of the former in the letter first, though.
Let's get it over with.
Really? It seems like she's a poor orphaned homeless girl living in a junkyard.
Well, don't you feel it?
I take things
They could have given a better fake address, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, well, they are here. This is where they live.
True, true.
The TARDIS is
It's
here.
not sort of thing that they would care to do anyway.
Yeah, as we saw in the
I imagine Susan
beginning.
must be a child, or at least a Time Lord equivalent of a child.
I mean, in New Who, obviously Dr. O'Cannon isn't, like, perfect or anything. But
No.
in New Who, the Doctor mentioned something about when he was a child, just, like, 90-something. Like,
Yeah, right. They take a long time to age.
oh, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? It just take a long time to age, which we see effects of when they're adults. But it just also applies to when they're children.
Yeah.
That could be interesting.
I mean, I assumed as much.
Susan?
I wonder how... Well, because they're really, really young when they stare into the Intemperate Schism, right?
I was about to say, I wonder what,
They're like 5 or
Susan's
something.
experience in the Untempered
8.
Schism was. Even though that did not exist at this point.
Well...
Spooky. I love all the discarded mannequins and such. I hope they don't come to life. That would be right cheesy.
No, Doctor Who will
Most-
never do
The
that.
most ridiculous thing I could have ever conceived.
What on earth is it doing here?
In case there's a
In the street.
junkyard emergency.
Feel it. Feel it.
I do love that the police box thing started in an era where police
Right.
boxes were commonplace.
Well, it would have been something else if police boxes weren't commonplace.
Well, for sure. But then when police boxes like disappeared off the
It
streets,
became the Doctor Who
it
thing.
like was only it was just so like
I'm going
it
to
became
pretend.
a marketing icon and a marketing icon only.
I'm going to pretend that
Connected to anything.
in much the same way that Christians complain that gay people stole the rainbow from them, that the British police force complains that Doctor Who stole the police box from them. Oh, there he is!
There
There
he
he
is.
is.
We're gonna hear his dialogue.
I hear you're much crankier of an old man in this.
Well, there you are.
Sound quite Beach Boysy.
Excuse me.
What are you doing here?
I live here.
Looking for a young girl.
We? What do you want?
One of our pupils, Susan Foreman, came into this yard.
Really? In here? Are you sure?
We saw her from across the street.
In this light? Quite clearly. You were spying on her. Who are you?
We heard a young girl's voice.
Yeah.
Impossible.
It came
He's quite curt.
You must have imagined it.
I certainly did not imagine it.
Young man. Is it reasonable to suppose that anybody would be inside a cupboard like that?
It's not a cupboard.
Is it therefore unreasonable to ask you?
It might be a wardrobe, though.
inside?
You have no right to be here.
The door is slightly cracked. Barbara could just go in there.
I suggest we see this young child tomorrow instead of bothering you.
See, look,
With two of her teachers
door's open.
Slightly ajar.
saw her come in and we haven't seen her leave. Naturally we're worried.
It is no business of mine. I suggest you leave here.
Not until we're satisfied that Susan isn't in there. And I don't understand your attitude.
God, you do not be desired.
Will you open that door?
I will not.
Why not? What are you afraid we'll find there?
Away.
Open the door!
I certainly will not.
Yeah.
Speaking of attitudes leaving much to be desired,
And I think we better find a policeman.
Yeah, and in the proper episode, I don't know if you remember very well, but he's a lot more silly. He's still stern, but he's
I did not.
Combination between Father Christmas and the Wizard of Oz.
no.
That's how he described.
That is not how it's said.
Yes, it is because I watched an interview by him.
Oh. I thought you meant the thing that they said in Adventure in Space and Time.
No, that's there's like one surviving interview. It's like a minute long.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
You should watch it.
I should. I didn't know about that.
You thought you saw a young girl enter the yard. You imagine you heard music or her voice. You believe she might be inside there. Not very substantial, is it?
But why won't you help us?
I'm not hindering you.
The door's open.
He's very secretive.
Start making accusations and
I mean, it makes sense, but
you both want to make fools of yourself.
he seemed to have gotten a lot less
Go and take
suspicious
You nip off quietly in the other direction.
over time,
more suspicion. More
less protective.
I shall remain
Perhaps
here.
because he no longer had a child to protect.
Child, I should be here when you get back.
And I
He's-
imagine that he's trying to give her a normal life, which would explain why they're just kind of sitting out
Hmm.
in 1960s UK.
Come on, Barbara.
Yeah, so you see how stern he is in this.
Go back inside and shut the door.
He's very concerned.
Young man, come back.
That's another thing.
I love that.
Did you see how you could see into the TARDIS from outside the police box, like you can in the modern day?
Yeah.
The final episode doesn't have that.
Oh.
They got rid of that. Yeah, they don't actually show that for at least a while. I don't actually know
I
how
do
long
love the
that's,
round
that's a thing
things.
for.
This,
The round
this
things
is
are
the
great.
perfect number of round things, I think.
What are you doing here?
It's a lot of round things. Turn that off.
It's quite annoying. The audio mixing is
Oh, it was not good
abysmal.
either. Yeah.
You would insist on going to that ridiculous school. I warned you.
okay. So
Doors.
so that was her decision to do in this version.
It's just a box.
Perhaps it
Can't be. It was. You saw it.
Stupid child. Ooh.
Whoa, sir! Step down.
Yeah, he's a lot meaner in this.
I walked all right.
Don't expect any answer to me. You wouldn't understand anyway.
But you saw me.
Yes.
I warned you to sit down.
It's an illusion. It must be.
So is Capaldi gonna be channeling this kind of energy? I wonder.
You both walked away into the ship. I did not invite
Well, not this energy.
Oh.
This is the Unaired Pilot. This is bad.
you. Don't arcane terminology for any crime.
This made Hartnell go like, "Hey, I don't like this. Can we change this a bit?"
Bad it can go anywhere. Target. I don't know what you mean, Susan. I made up to
Tards. Apparently, Susan made up
made it.
TARDIS from the
Relative
issues,
dimension in space.
which isn't like
Which-
super like
That's a plot
fitting
hole.
in canonic.
That's a plot hole for
canonicity.
New Who.
I don't know. Maybe she came up with it like back on Gallifrey, like a long time ago.
No, because everyone else refers to it as TARDIS.
Yeah, but maybe she made up with it a long time ago, and everyone picked it, adapted it.
I don't think.
Maybe
that
she had a
has
job
kind
in
of
like the repair shop or something, and then like part-time school job, and then like took it up with time. Everyone else just called it time and relative dimension in space forever, and then she's like TARDIS, and everyone else is like, "What did you say?"
Wanderers of the fourth dimensions of space and time.
By eons in universes that are far beyond the reach of your most advanced science.
True, every word of it's true. You don't know what you've done coming here.
Made a terrible mistake.
Don't you see if they don't believe it, they can't do us any harm. I know these Earth people better than Earth people. Their minds reject things they don't understand.
No.
Okay.
Us here?
Why do you insist upon lying? I'm not lying. I love your school. I love England in the 20th century. The last 5 months have been the happiest of my life.
5 months.
You are one of us. You look like us. You sound like us. I was born in the 49th century. But
There's something that got retconned.
I don't think she says that in the final episode.
That's why I said there's something that got retconned.
Yes.
Come on, let's get
I'm in between this and the official
Okay,
episode.
I wasn't sure if you meant. But correct.
I only know that because they mentioned that in
Yep.
Adventure in Space and Time. He locked the doors on them. That bastard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus.
You pushed something when we came in here. What's over here? What you did?
Oh boy, I do hope they're consistent about the placement of the buttons. I would sure enjoy that.
I think you'll be happy about that.
Not for ours. I tell you, before your ancestors turned the first wheel, the people of my world had reduced movement through the farthest reaches of space to a game for children.
Unless you open that door, let me take Susan and Miss right out of here.
Don't threaten me, young man.
Don't bother, he doesn't understand. Let him go now. What did he do?
Oh, jeez. He's keeping hostages.
All right.
How undoctorly. This is the way it could have been. Whew. Oh, okay.
Just electrocuted him.
Oh, jeez.
Touched a live piece of metal or something.
I mean, what threat did they pose to him? Nothing.
You know very well you cannot let them possess even one idea that such a ship as the TARDIS might be possible.
Okay.
That was also different.
If they leave the ship now, they might come to believe at last all this is possible. Think what would have happened to the ancient Romans if they possessed the power of gunpowder. If Napoleon had given the secret of reality.
Fair. Very fair.
We both know that we cannot let our secret goose into the world in the 20th
I
century.
don't think 2 secondary school teachers are a big threat to you.
I wouldn't believe what you have been told is of no importance.
Yeah, he's pretty mean in this.
I mean, I can empathize with the sentiment, but not with the actions that accompany it. I mean, the best way he could have handled this was to play it off and not give them all that background information. Like, if he was so concerned about it. What's he gonna do? Strand them in
He hit a button.
caveman times? Is that his plan? To just abandon them in a time before time and then leave them to
Very
die?
good question.
Jeez.
They are moving though.
Oh, there's the outro.
The intro,
Sorry. I'm sorry. The intro that happens to be at the end.
but it's not the outro. This is
Sorry.
the TARDIS traveling.
Oh. Oh. Oh, I like that. Okay, I like that. That's very cool. That's neat. No, I didn't even think of that. That didn't even occur to me. I mean, it makes sense. Modern intros include the traveling of the TARDIS in a very different way, but I like this interpretation. It's very abstract. Very beautiful. I just kind of standing there while this plays.
Yeah.
Not complaining. Ooh, swirly.
Yeah, there's more shots that weren't used to the intro. It's pretty cool. All created the same way, of course.
Uzumaki moment. And there we are. The embarrassingly inaccurate past. Favorite place.
The radar was off. This is actually a different planet. It's so similar to Earth, but a little bit different.
I mean, he just sort of pressed a button, didn't he?
Yeah. You press the travel button.
Of course. I'm gonna simply press the travel button. Oh,
Well,
and there we go.
That was the Unaired Pilot. How do you feel about that?
It was all right. It was, yeah. It really would be a shame if a major political event, like, you know, like an assassination or something, came along and prevented people from seeing it.
No, this never was aired.
I know.
The remake was
Yes,
the one that was...
the real first
Okay.
episode.
Good. They also have this. There's Verity Lambert.
Verity Lambert.
They also have that part of it.
You're acting like I haven't seen the thumbnail. I don't know this is the unaired pilot that I specifically asked to watch.
Yes.
Oh, hello, Hussein.
Anyways, that part of it.
There we are.
That part of it, that's really cool that was part of the theme at the beginning, but it was used in the outro segment as opposed to the intro segment, which is a pretty cool thing to have. I love the opening
That
thing
was a
so much.
fun historical experience.
Yeah. And this episode is so this video is only going to have that one episode in it, but you know, going forward, we're going to have 2 episodes usually per video, sometimes 3 if we need to fit one in for serial length purposes.
Serial
That's what we decided, right?
Yep.
Cool. Well, and in that case, that was pretty cool.
You want to discuss?
Let's discuss it, yeah, but we don't have much to discuss.
Not really. I did see an episode that was very much like that, but with, you know...
And we're going to watch that one again.
Kinder Doctor. Yeah. I can't wait to compare it. I'm really happy that you realize we have captions, because that'll make it easier to do.
Yes.
But... What shall we say?
Well, I thought that episode was a very solid first attempt, and I see why that they said to remake it with, you know, the various flubs and the and just, you know, Hartnell being like, this guy's too mean, you know. So I'm excited to continue with the story, to check out the real first episode pretty soon, which I've seen before, but just kind of directly compare that, and then get going with the story.
I'm excited.
Get you to see the rest of Serial 1, discuss that in full. Move on to Serial 2, check out Serial 3, 4, 5, etc. By the way, we are doing all of them, even the missing ones. We've decided on that. The recons.
The audio only screenshots.
I do have captions for the audio only ones though. So
nice.
Yeah.
That's fancy.
I know, right?
Something like that.
So it'll be nice.
Spoiling me.
Yep. And we're gonna watch whenever there's an animated option. So we are watching this. We're starting this in early 2023. The BBC has recently announced that they're taking a break from animating serials. The last one was one titled The Abominable Snowman, or Snowman or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So we will be watching all of the animated serials as we get to them, which are, you know, missing serials that have been animated. But, you know, if any come out after we watch the recon, unfortunately, then we might go back and check it out. That could be a cool video to do.
I'd be happy to do that.
Unclear. We'll see what happens.
Unless it, like, sucks, but I don't think it will.
Yeah.
The show was popular for a reason.
I know there's one episode, I haven't seen it, but I know there's one episode that was actually completely remade in live action, which we'll check out when we get there, of course, that version of it. Yeah, and I'm excited for this. What do you think?
Me too. I'm very excited.
I'm very excited for this. I'm so excited to watch Classic Who. I've been wanting to for so long.
I know, you talk about it every day.
All right. In any case,
I'm excited too. The biographical dramatization made me really excited to watch.
Yes.
So hopefully it lives up to my high expectations. And my high expectations is, gosh darn it, did they try their absolute best with the budget they had?
Yeah, it was never really like a high budget show, and I know that there's like terrible CG graphics later on when CG like first starts.
I can't wait. That is so exciting.
They're like, oh my god, we can make this like really weird CG graphics. Let's use it now.
I think there was some bad CG in some of the intros you showed me. Delicious, can't wait.
All right, so we're gonna get there eventually. In any case, I guess that's it for this one, right?
Mm-hmm. Should we make up an outro?
Thank you guys for watching this. It was great. If you stuck around to the end, then we really appreciate you. Make sure you leave a like if you enjoyed it, but only if you did.
And if you didn't enjoy it, don't.
And if you don't want to miss when we do these episodes next, because we're gonna watch the whole thing eventually.
Whole gosh darn thing.
Then subscribe and ring the bell for post notifications if you so choose to. I'm very excited for this journey.
Mm-hmm. and tell us what your favorite religious summer camp experience was in the comments below.
I'll save that story for next time.
Oh, what? No way.
No. There's a thing related to. I thought of this when you mentioned the religious summer camp thing. There's a thing that about Doctor Who and about its history. If I'm missing episode, I'll tell you next episode.
Can't wait.
All right. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time for An Unearthly Child proper episodes 1 and 2.
Will you be seeing them?
Yes, I will be.
Look out. She's watching you.
Bye.